everybody, this is Bo. Guess what, man? We got a national championship coach right here in the house. It's Dave Dean from the Valdosta State football program. How you doing, Coach Dean?
Good. How you doing, Bo?
Good, Coach. At the beginning of the season to the end of the season, did you have a chance to even reflect, enjoy, or did you just roll right into recruiting?
Well, with our season going so long, we got behind in recruiting. You know, actually going out and visiting high schools and sitting down with coaches and evaluating film. So when we got back after the national championship on Monday, we were right back in the office, and we were going at it and getting started on our recruiting, trying to get caught back up.
Now, Coach, out of the championship game, what was the biggest moment for you when you look back upon the video? Because I know you've probably seen the video 100 times. What is the biggest moment in that game that you just cherish?
Probably a third down conversion that we had early in the fourth quarter. Willie was flushed out of the pocket and threw the ball to Clay Calloway, and he made a diving catch on about a third down and 13, and we picked up about 16 yards, and that continued to drive, and that allowed us to go down and eventually take the lead, which we lost. But then probably the second biggest thing was that blocked extra point that we had after they took the lead, and when we blocked that extra point, returned it for a 2-point conversion, and cut that lead back down to 1, I think the momentum went back on our back at that time.
Yeah, Coach. Mel Tersma over at Northwest was just talking about the fact he's been there 3 times, and you've taken that from him. He brags about you guys, something fierce. He's really respectful of your program, but he just said they were better than we were, flat out.
Well, you know, I don't know about that. You know, we had some things that go our way. We made some plays when we had to. I thought our defense played a great football game. Anytime you can shut out a running back like Xavier Omon, you know, your defense has played very well. And, you know, he had his chances. He made some plays. He made some runs that he makes. But I think the thing that we did against him is we just made tackles. And where he was breaking tackles all through the year, our defense stepped up and was able to stop him. But, you know, I feel a lot of respect for those guys, and I feel for them being there 3 times and not being able to win is tough. And it's a credit to those kids to keep going back every year, because I know after we lost in 2002, it was like pulling teeth that next year to get our kids to work hard, because they were still feeling the effects and the hangover of losing that game. And that's a credit to Coach Churchman and those kids to be able to go back 3 times.
Absolutely. And the thing, too, that I really saw in the press is that Grand Valley was pushed, obviously, extensively up here in Detroit. But when that game, when you two met, it just changed everything. Everybody was trying to figure out who you were, who Mel was. It was really nice to see the visibility of the 2 programs coming forward and talking about they've all been there before. These are good programs. Yeah,
and, you know, Coach Martin at Grand Valley made a point to me, and it really hit home with me at the national convention in January. He said, you think back, it's either been us, Valdosta State, Northwest Missouri, and then the couple of years, North Dakota. He said those are the only teams that have played for it over the last 6 or 7 years for the national championship. And then you throw in 1 year, the year that we beat Pittsburgh State in 2004. It's been basically 4 teams that have been back to that national championship every year.
I think that's it's pretty impressive when you see how it's all worked out, how it comes together. Now, going forward this year, who are you excited about right now that's coming back on your squad?
Well, we just started spring practice. We've gone through 3 days of that. And of course, Cedric, our wide receiver, All-American wide receiver, will be back. He's had a good spring thus far. You know, defensively, we've got a lot of young kids. Sherrod Reynolds is a veteran player for us at safety. Everett Kitchens is another guy that we're counting heavily on to make plays for us in the secondary. Roger King, another guy that played corner for us last year, was also our punt returner and kick returner. He's back. And then Ronnie Nelson, Rashawn Robinson, those 2 guys are great running backs for us. So we've got a lot of skilled kids back. The problem that we don't have is we don't have a lot of interior guys, offensive and defensive linemen and linebackers. And we're going to be young at those positions, and we've got to have guys that step up and make plays for us and become good players for us.
Now, Coach, have you guys really had a chance as a unit, as far as coaching unit, to sit back and really appreciate what you guys have accomplished this past year?
Well, it was hard to, like I said, because it went